whatever happens, you can always fall back to one of these five. Okay. So the first one is the simplest one. We call this the law of divine origin, meaning everyone comes from the same source, because obviously there's nowhere else to come from. Okay, and this source is actually pure energy, but I will not go into the quantum physics of it. If you want to explore that, you can watch the movie Lucy. That movie actually explores that, where the hell everyone comes from and where you will go back to. Okay, so everyone comes from the same source, meaning whatever one person does affects the people around them, and whatever happens to the people around them also affects the people around them. Okay, and it goes out all the way. So meaning one person's action has a ripple effect on the whole of humanity. So never ever think that, oh, what's the point I try because I'm just one person. Okay, there will be a ripple effect. Okay, that is why, let's say only 20, 30 of us doing this meditation, there will be a ripple effect. But on the other hand, it also means that as long as there are people still suffering in some parts of the world, the whole of humanity is affected as well. And actually, if you think about it, it's common sense, because all of us are on this same earth, you know. It's not like one is from Mars, you can actually escape it. You can't escape. It's all there in the same limited space. And it's just that people don't want to deal with it. Say, I don't want to care, my neighbor is my neighbor. But so the first law stipulates that everything that you do affects your brothers and sisters, which is the people around you. Okay, so that's the first one. Second one is the law of love. Now, I'm sure everyone has heard that love heals everything, but I'm sure you also may not understand what it means. So how do I use my love to heal everything? Now, the secret that nobody told you is, love heals only one thing, is yourself. Okay? If you are not in a very loving or fully loving relationship with yourself, you cannot love the people around you or the things around you. End of story. Because as long as you carry damage or fear or wounds, that is also what you will expect and project to your environment. This is the law of love. And the fear itself comes from the law of love, because fear is the absence of love. And in life, or in the human experience, there are only two emotions that you have. It's either love or fear. Okay? And all life's problems and worries comes from fear. Okay? If you think about any situation that was difficult for you, it will go back to a fear. And usually, because there's only love or fear, right? The ultimate fear is not public speaking or this. The ultimate fear is that the fear that you are not good enough. That's all. That is the only fear that people have. And from that, it can branch to many other different fears and create different types of problems. But now you realize, because of the law of love, all problems in your external environment are only symptoms of that fear. So meaning you fix the fear, you fix all the symptoms. The symptoms will not happen anymore. Okay, and how do you heal fear? The other one, love. Okay, so every human experience is either love or fear. Choose one. If you can identify, oh, this is actually my fear of being rejected, because I believe that I may not be good enough, so you have this fear. Okay, why do I have this feeling? Because I myself have not fully accepted and loved myself unconditionally. Okay, but the mistake people make, that you go out looking for unconditional love, and some of you may even realize that you never find it, because unconditional love is a commitment you make to yourself, to give it to yourself. And only when you find it within yourself and understand it, you can give it. Right? So anyway, the topic of unconditional love will take half a day. So how to summarize it? Any love that brings fear and pain is conditional love. End of story. There is no love that requires you to sacrifice, to hurt, to suffer. That's all conditions. Okay? And when we say true love, or love that liberates you has to be unconditional love. Everything else, anything that has conditions, will keep you in a certain state. Okay, and that state will eventually lead to some form of problems or suffering. So I finally realized this, even though the Buddha had been trying to teach unconditional love for so long, using all the Buddhist precepts, the four noble truths, it all talks about unconditional love. Because attachment is when you have conditions, expectations, then you become attached to it. Okay, so that is the second law, the law of love. So probably when I get back, I don't know, I would do like a longer workshop and we explore this and how it affects your life. Because right now I'm only telling you the theory. You need to take these pieces and put it in your life. How are the symptoms affecting you and where does it come from? And once you see that, they will cease to exist. Okay, if you truly want a problem-free life, it has to start here. It starts with you. It starts with all of us. Okay, because no one is going to help you fix your life. And I realized this, coming from, after 10 years of helping people fix their lives, I realized I've been doing, not a favor actually, the money was good. It's not how you do it. You need to help people fix their own life. And then that will be a permanent solution, and only then they can grow. Okay? When you are in a loving state with yourself, you accept yourself, only then you can grow. Because when you are in fear, you are in survival mode, you will not be growing. No chance of destiny. You are still in survival mode. And this is also addressed in the movie Lucy, that's why you should go watch it. Okay, so which brings to the third law. Okay, so after the law of love, the third law is the law of highest potential. So after you fulfill love, you understand love, then only you can talk about your highest potential. Now everything that is ever created has its own highest potential. Okay, so the example we always use is you plant a seed, it knows that its highest potential is a tree. Okay, but what happens when there is fear? The seed will not grow. Okay, it will always stay as that one flower with two leaves, maximum. Because in the state of fear, don't know can survive. If I grow, don't know gonna cut or not, or the cat will come and eat me, or the cow will come and eat me, something will come and eat me. So I will not grow. Okay, so everybody's highest potential is different, and no two souls will ever get the same highest potential. Why? Because everyone has a specific purpose on earth. Okay, which also goes back to you cannot compare yourself with other people because it's going to be different, and it has to be different. Why? Because of how the universe works. Divine intelligence will not create something that is redundant. See, even in the animal kingdom, okay, if you are redundant, you are killed off, or you evolve into something more required by your community or society. Okay, so meaning no one ever created is redundant. Every single person is necessary. Okay, everyone's destiny affects the world, affects humanity as a whole. And fortunately or unfortunately, humanity can only ascend, that means have a breakthrough point when every single person is ready. Okay, so the highest potential for humanity can only be unlocked when everyone is ready, when there is very, very, very minimum fear. Okay, because if fear is like 50% on the earth, half of humanity will be frozen, cannot grow. Okay, so like one side can be. Okay, so that is the law of highest potential, the third law. So the fourth one we call this is the law of reflection. The law of reflection. Everything and everyone you meet is only a reflection of yourself. And this one's quite scary. Huh? Imagine all the idiots you meet in your life. Oh my God. Now the law of reflection states that the world is a giant mirror. Okay, the world is a giant mirror. Obviously this one works in two ways. If you embody love, what is reflected to you is love. If you embody fear, the mirror will show you fear. That's all. Very straightforward. But this is a very, very powerful tool, because if you understand the first, second, and third law, this will be your advantage. Okay, because the world is a giant mirror. Okay, if you embody abundance, value, what the world will reflect to you is abundance and value. You don't need to worry about money ever. Okay, so always remember before you get angry at someone. Now, this is my biggest symptom. I'm getting better, thank God. Very easily, very impatient with people and situations, but always remind myself, this is reflecting something about myself that I have not fully come to peace with, have not fully accepted unconditionally. Go back to the second law. So I need to look into that. Okay, so starting is a bit difficult, but it gets easier. Okay, once you put down your pride, okay, you put down all your beliefs that. Yes, one of the beliefs that belief in justice. You know, justice is a dangerous thing. Justice actually means vengeance. If you expect justice to happen, you are waiting for vengeance to occur. It's just justice is a nicer word to look at it. Now, common example on Facebook, you know, my favorite teaching and learning tool is Facebook. So friend A will be saying like, oh, this person is so bad, but why has not this person been punished? You see, or they say there's no justice in the world, there's no karma. Now, our definition of justice and the universal definition of justice is different. We expect people to be treated a certain way in return for how they treated us. Okay? So it's not so straightforward. Whatever the other person does, yes, there will be some form of justice or compensation, but it's not the one that you expect. Okay, you expect your evil boss to fall down? No, it's not going to happen that way. But something else will happen in that person's life which you may or may not see, because you are only waiting to see a specific thing. Okay, so it's not that there's no universal justice. There is, but not the one that you expect. Not the vindication of vengeance that you are waiting for. So we need to let that go. Okay? That person will not fall down in front of you. He will fall down somewhere else, maybe. But it doesn't matter. Because it is not for us to judge, nor is it for us to punish. Okay? It will happen on its own. So what is our job? So many things are the first three things. To remember our divine origins, to remember everyone is connected, to learn how to love unconditionally. It's a learning process. You won't be like, you wake up next day, I understand how to love unconditionally. I love you so much. It's a process. It grows and it grows and it grows, and one day it will hit you. And the first time you ever feel unconditional love, you will remember for the rest of your life. Okay, so that is one of the hint. Because a lot of people say, oh, I love unconditionally. Why things like that still happen to me? Not yet. Okay, so it's a process. Everybody's timing is different. Everyone's way to learn it is different as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is my favorite. The law of personal power. Okay, but unfortunately, the fifth one can only be done after you have understood the first four. Okay, so the law of personal power stipulates that you create the reality around you. You are directly responsible for what happens around you. You are directly responsible for all the illnesses that occur to you. You are directly responsible for all the people that come into your life. And a lot of people can't handle this personal power thing. It's too scary. And see, if you have not understood love, what happens is you will be in a state of fear, and you have this thing called victim. I'm a victim. Things happen to me. My life was shitty, therefore my actions are like that. Okay? Or I was betrayed, so I cannot trust people, so I cannot love. Okay? There are many ways. Okay? Or the world is a dangerous place, you cannot trust anyone. Anything that keeps you in the state of being a victim. For example, yesterday night, at night also people will message me 3 a.m. because they are overseas. And they say like, oh, you don't want to do my house feng shui, I'm all alone now and nobody is replying my messages. Okay, so he's taking it very personally, as if everyone is doing this just to hurt him. Okay, then I have to remind this person, it's not that we are abandoning you. You have given up on yourself along the way. You no longer believe in yourself, you no longer believe in your life. You feel undeserving. Oh, how you know? Okay, good night. Okay, yes, so trying to teach personal power is not easy. It's not something someone will give to you. It's like, personal power, ambil lah. Okay, it's something that you need to grow into and take it back. Something that you need to reclaim in your life. Okay, up until a stage, there's not one single thing in your life that you will blame for anything. Okay, up to a stage that you will say that every single thing happened because I needed it to happen or I manifested it to happen. Then you know that, almost there, personal power. Now the great thing about personal power is once you fully acknowledge that you create the reality around you, you can recreate whatever that happens around you into something that you want. That's why it's called personal power. And that is true power. And it's not so much like, at first it's something like those motivational courses you go, like very semangat, if I do this, I get this, positive and everything. Personal power will go to the extent that if you need the weather to change, it will change for you. Okay, if you need something to stop right now, it will stop for you. That is the full extent of personal power. Again, if you watch Lucy, you will see what Lucy is a movie about how a person slowly unlocks the human potential. There's so much that is untapped. And after you break through a certain stage, when you step into that border in between the physical reality and the non-physical reality, you start to affect your environment. That's why you have all these so-called superpowers. But it's actually not superpowers, it's just that from the world of Newtonian physics, you step into the world of quantum physics. So you are in between that, and therefore you can have that effect on your environment. Okay? So these 5 laws, if you can understand and slowly start to embody at least one of them, you will find your life start to change very, very fast. Okay? And these are things that nothing external can give you. No magical feng shui can make you into this state. It is something that we call, the last time they called it self-cultivation, but I guess it is self-cultivation. A lot of self-reflection, awareness, and willingness to learn, unlearn, relearn. So it's a very, very interesting process. And you will find that your life, things around you, will immediately change once you understood each of the different laws, once you start to embody all these different laws. Okay? Of course, personal power is my favorite, and even though I talk a lot about it, I only recently learned it. I did not have it 3 years ago. I only got it less than 1 year ago. I got the theory a long time ago, but the actual embodiment, living the experience, only recently became. That's why I'm so excited about it. It's because you can fully affect the environment around you. Okay? Any single thing that you want, if you have let go of all fears connected to that thing, it will come to you. You just have to think about it. You don't even have to go and actively fight for it or search for it. In fact, in life, there is nothing that you need to fight for. Because the belief that you need to fight or suffer for certain things is an indication that the second law, the law of love, has not been understood. Okay? So the 6th and 7th law, I will probably explain it better when I'm back in October. It has no name yet. Okay, so these are the 5 laws that only affect humans. Okay, so these are the things that basically whatever happens in your life, whatever problems or good things or so-called bad things or obstacles, is trying to teach you all these laws. So in case in any point in life you have a question, why does this thing happen to me? Okay, go back to one of the laws. Life is trying to teach you one of these things. Okay, everything happens for a reason, right? So this is the reason for you to unlock and see and learn these things. Okay, did I miss anything? Yeah, thank you again. Okay, do you have any questions?